Hi everyone, I'm Wally. Thanks for taking part in Advent with Fox River. Today we'll be looking at the book of Genesis, chapter 17, about a man named Abraham. It says, when Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to Abram and said to him, Behold, my covenant is with you, and you shall be the father of a multitude of nations. No longer shall your name be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham, for I have made you the father of a multitude of nations. I will make you exceedingly fruitful, and I will make you into nations, and kings shall come for you. And I will establish my covenant between me and your offspring after you throughout their generations, for their an everlasting covenant to be God to you and your offspring after you. Waiting is tough work, whether you are 3 or 33, or like Abraham and Sarah, almost 103. God made a radical promise to Abraham and Sarah as they approached 190. God said he would give this barren couple a son. Abraham and Sarah knew enough about human reproduction for this to be an unbearable promise, but it took them a good while to really believe it. But in the end, they did. And in the end, God did too. He fulfilled his promise, miraculously giving Abraham and Sarah a son, Isaac. Abraham and Sarah had wanted a son for decades. God had promised a son for years, and slowly God delivered on his promise. Isaac was not just a joy for Abraham and Sarah, he was an integral part of God's plan too. Throughout this son, God would start a family line that would overturn the curse brought on by Adam and Eve. Through this son, God would provide a way to bring renewed blessing to earth and generation later through another miraculous son in his life. God would keep another promise. That child, Jesus Christ, would forever and finally prove that however slow seems, his slowness is not a sign of absence. The Apostle Peter reminds us that 2 Peter chapter 3 through 9, the Lord is not slow to fulfill his promise, as some count slowness, but is patient towards you, not wishing that any should perish, but that all should reach repentance. In other words, God is not slow, he is patient. That distinction gives us the ability to be patient too, waiting on God to fulfill his promises. For some of us, God will act sooner than later than we imagine. Healing an illness, reconciling a broken relationship, and ending an addiction for others. God will ask us to wait until he returns. For all of us, God's promise of restoration is Jesus and is certain. Though it seems slow, it will come, and that's a promise. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.